With Jean not being here, we need to do board nominations.
I nominate Phil Fry for president.
Second. Sorry, Phil.
Like it or
Move
not.
nominations be closed.
Second.
Vice president nominations?
Nominate Larry Winmiller.
Second that.
Move nominations be closed.
Okay. I brought the contracts. Jean had prepared them for us. I'm grateful for that. The legal services contract, his hourly rate from 2025 to 2026 increased by $10 an hour. That's $210 per hour now. The contract for accounting and secretarial services from 2025 to 2026 has increased by $1,000. That's up to $3,500 per year, paid out one time annually at the end. And then I didn't want to make the assumption that you guys wanted to stay the same, so I left that blank. But okay, so $5,500, I think. We'll sign it so that it's the same as 2025. And I just brought one copy to save myself a headache, so we're just gonna pass this around. Remember how many get to flying around?
Yeah, I don't know which one fine and not fine, and then
Exactly. So there's 1, 2, and then this last one is the cut multi-page. Sign it and pass it down.
we're gonna pay more with this. Okay. Do we need a motion on accepting this fruit too, don't we?
Yes, please.
I make a motion, we accept the contracts that were presented as it were.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded to accept the contracts as presented. Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Let's see. I need to sign
Carries.
that. Need to sign that. I don't think I need a signature from you, sir.
Okay.
Alright.
Terry, I'll send you the copy of your contract so you can sign it at your meeting.
On back there.
Here, a motion to approve the financial statement.
Just got a question.
Okay.
Kevin, what is our current balance?
For which account?
I mean, I'm having trouble figuring out how much money we have on hand.
Oh, yes. Look at this. So the budget versus actuals shows us our spend.
Okay,
So our income to date and our expenses to date. So you do not actually have that in front of you, but I do. As of 12/31, we had $238,000 in our checking account. We have 2 CDs held at North Salem State Bank, one for $100,000 and one for $111,000.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions or discussion on the financial?
I make a motion to accept financial report.
So let me
Present.
ask this question then, on the trend. That's different than the transactions.
That's per month.
That is confusing. So that, what you're looking at is the department activity. What you have with regard to financials, Terry, for the district looks like this.
Right. That's what we were trying to figure out, that we didn't know what cash on hand we had. Okay, second,
Motion been moved and seconded to accept the financial statement. Any further discussion? Not proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Initial item, please.
Don't forget about the minutes too.
Initial item, sign this one, please. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
so moved.
Please don't move.
I have a second.
Any discussion? Not proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
You have the register of claims that I see has already been signed. Thank you very much. The bank statement is with Phil. I only need his initials on that.
Oh,
Oh, does he have it too?
He's got
Okay, that's perfectly fine. The regulatory compliance, we're in a new year now, so I just wanted to provide these just for transparency. The Form 990 for the fire department becomes due May 15th, 2026. Thank you, Terry, provided me the transactional data for that to be prepared. The State Board of Accounts requires us to do what's called an entity annual report. That's through the portal called Gateway. The due date for that is March 1st. And again, that's not for the district, that's for the fire department. There's a contract attestation now. This is a requirement through Department of Local Government Finance. This is the second year that this has been in place. This is again through Gateway. Any contract that we enter into as a district, in order to be transparent, I have to upload all of the contracts. So fire protection contract goes there. I don't know necessarily that they mandate it, but I always provide Jean and I's contract on there. I think specifically though, it is related to fire protection and public safety. but we're kind of related to that, so if we were to enter into any other contracts related to public safety, those would need to be uploaded. So that is due on March 2nd. The engagement uploads for the State Board of Accounts, we continue to keep those up to date. Those are monthly, and we're currently finishing out the fourth quarter for 2025, and then there's another set of requirements for year end. The big piece that I forgot to put on there, I can't believe it, the AFR, the annual financial report. That's a requirement through the State Board of Accounts, and it is in place of a tax return. For example, the fire district is called a special unit of government, so it, instead of completing a tax return, it completes the AFR. So that's due. Phil and I have to sign off on that by March 2nd.
Okay. Just have to remind me that we gotta do that.
Oh, I will. We ended the year as far as the financials go. If you want to look specifically at the gray highlighted areas, the actual column comes in under the annual budget column. And that's the important thing. So for capital outlay, total spend for the year was $41,472. Well, we were permitted to spend $66,920. Same for the personal services, total services and charges, and then supplies. We were estimating to come in at a loss of $24,000. We actually came in at a positive of $30,000. So that was great.
We updated some equipment along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we spent significantly less than we could have spent in the capital outlay, as well as the turnout, particularly the turnout gear, machinery and equipment.
And we received our billing for the work we had done recently, this past month, from working on that pump, or has that come in yet?
Yeah, I think we have all of it, unless he sent something recently, I get an email, Tiffany should get it too.
What was the vendor name?
MNF,
Oh, M&F Mobile?
yeah.
Yes. When you get a minute, Mike, would you just glance through that and make sure that it all looks good, and I'll process that for payment.
Yeah, I usually look at them as I get them, and if there's a problem, I'll probably let you know, but.
See, I wondered about that, but this one came directly to me from Mike, which is fine. I just always want to make sure to have you approve it.
You remember when the last one was? 'Cause I have it in my email.
Well, I can find it and forward it over to you. Would that help?
I don't know. Couldn't hurt, but.
What we have received, and I'm assuming, if I remember right.
The only thing that hasn't been done, as far as I know, is the pump on the 41. The one that's gonna be like $8,000
Yeah, that's
to
what I'm
fix
talking
that.
about, yeah.
Yeah, cause that's gonna be a long process, and that truck will be out of service for a little while. That hasn't been done. The light tower's been fixed. And, we was talking about he might have to put in 3 different,
Motherboards.
motherboards on it, and I think he only ended up putting 2 in. Saved us a little bit, but I think it was still 7,000 and something. I assume that's the last one that we got, I think,
I'll keep trying to find it.
if you would. Oh, let me look. I don't erase them, so. That's just, I have thousands to go through, so.
I know.
Well, I think we've got McEwen all paid up again. I think on that part of it.
Well, Todd Miller, the salesman, he's been our salesman for years. Friday was his last day. He went to another company. It sells fire stuff, but it's not all the same stuff that we purchase now. Some of it's the same, some of it isn't. And I haven't been approached by another salesman for McLean. And so I don't know.
He's been our rep for years.
Yeah, it's been, yeah.
What was his last name?
Todd Miller,
Miller.
yeah. So I don't know. He hasn't approached us about really buying anything from him yet, but like yesterday was his first day on the job with them.
Did we go ahead and get the final turnout gear for Cole?
It's still ordered.
Still on
ordered.
order? Okay.
It's ordered. The
Well,
batteries for the jaws are supposedly ordered. I talked to him today, matter of fact, and make sure he's gonna check on those.
yeah,
And now our vent fan, on the engine, apparently the battery's bad. I don't know. It works when it's plugged in. It doesn't work when it's not plugged in. So we made contact with their service rep for those, and he's supposed to get back with us on that. So we may need to buy the battery for it. I assume that's probably what's wrong with it. It's a big battery, so. Anyway,
just as long as we get that stuff come in that he ordered it and it doesn't get sidelined somewhere, since it has a new system.
if I haven't got anything pretty soon, I'll make contact with him and double check, but he was supposed to follow up today. He says he's still in contact with them and stuff. But
The other old business, Tiffany was seeking out the information about the generator service for a new provider on that part
I
of
have
it.
a call out to the gentleman. I have not spoken directly with him yet, but that's progress.
Okay.
I do have his contact. Thank you so much for that.
Next one, we have replacement of 41, intentions to pursue debt service fund for 2027 budget year. On that part of it.
I do have, if you'd like to talk about the financing, I've got some quotes from North Salem State Bank. I know that we had the vendor on site on the 18th, the Republic First National. These are more competitive than what we were quoted from that vendor. North Salem is offering 4.95%, and that is not any down payment. So we assumed the worst for to be conservative. He will go, and so that 4.95% holds true for 7, 10, or 15-year options. He said, admittedly, he would have the ability to negotiate a little bit even lower than 4.9 if we would agree to the 7-year payback. Something else he put in there is that if we, both of our CDs are through North Salem State Bank. And I told him at this point, I don't know if we want to have a down payment. I assume we will. And how are we going to manage those because of the maturity? He said, it's not a problem. Go ahead and roll them over. He will waive all of the early withdrawal fees if we go with him.
Interesting. Okay, good. All right. So you've already started the paperwork for the debt service fund, or will be this year?
Nope, that's going to be in the summertime, late spring, early summer.
Okay, that's certain of that.
One of the things I wanted to ask tonight particularly is, will there be a payment due as far as a down payment? I believe I understood for the chassis. So we needed to talk through that. And then are we going to pursue that special exclusion to where we eliminate the RFP process? So those are my questions with regard to that topic.
Go over that, what you just said. I didn't quite understand.
So there's a special exclusion that we are permitted to use, which would eliminate the RFP process,
You know, what is RFP?
request for proposal.
Okay.
So because we're a governmental unit, we are required when we spend in excess of, I think it's $50,000, it's something really low. We are required to solicit bids. We have to run it in the newspaper, we have to put in the address where these bids are supposed to go. I serve on 2 other districts and we have utilized this one other time. What happens is if you come across a special, and Jean can say it better, if you come across a special deal that is time sensitive, you can take advantage of that. And I'm not using the right lingo, but it's a special exception to having to go through that long drawn out process.
Yeah, but you have to show that it's an emergency for that to happen. However,
We would have to make sure our documentation is great.
right. However, we could use one of the bid services like Sourcewell. Remember you talked about Sourcewell? Those are companies, and the other one that he talked about was HGAC. Those companies have already gone through the bid process and they're recognized by the state of Indiana, and there was a third one, not the one we used, I don't remember. Sourcewell we've used before. But if they are, we're able, if we buy from their bid sheet, they've already done the bid for us, so we're guaranteed that they have the lowest price, which satisfies the State Board of Accounts.
Do you remember if there was an extra cost for that taken?
He said HGAC was free, Sourcewell's, there's a cost, but it's like $50, something like that.
Okay,
And maybe that's changed, that's been 5 or 6 years ago. So it's pretty minimal. So either way, we can not have to go through the bid process. I think it would be kind of hard pressed to prove it's an emergency. Like the one I used was, we had a boiler go down in November. Or when we tried to fire it up, when we tested it in October, it didn't work. So we knew we had some bad weather coming in within a month. Definitely fit the requirements of it being an emergency, so we replaced the boiler with that, having to go through the process. Either way, I don't think we'll have to go through the bid process.
yeah, that's great.
That way, yeah. So what we would have to do is determine what I think, Gene would have to tell us for sure, but decide what build we want. Look at these services and make sure that we can get that bill through that service, and then we can use their bid process. But it sounded, from what he said, I'm not familiar with HGAC, but from what he said, that's one that his bank, whatever it was, used all the time.
Recognized, great. Boy, that makes it
So I
simple.
don't see that really has been an issue. Andy, do you have, that sounds right to you, doesn't it?
Sounds pretty close. You know, as long as you go through one of them, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But the county's been waiting 2 years now for a new ambulance through one of those companies that you just mentioned there, so. And they're about to get sued because
Is it the service's fault or the company, the ambulance company?
the ambulance company's fault.
Yeah, we're gonna have the same issue. I think if we order the bill today, did he say it was 18 months out or 2 years out?
2.5 years.
2.5 years out, so. I guess the problem I have is how we're gonna pay for it. Is that why you're here, Andy?
Well, the tax laws, if the Senate Bill 1 doesn't change, I don't think it would totally, you may know more some about this too, but the way I understand it, and I don't thoroughly understand it, is when you collect the tax money, it's gonna be paid into cities and towns, and then you guys will have to get the money from the cities and towns to support. Because I don't know, it's way above my head, and I'll know more by the end of the month. I'm supposed to go to the State House and learn about all this, but it's changing, but they're looking into it, because it's kind of screw everything up, because they want to throw the the fire departments and like ambulance services all into one pot. And the money would come out of one pot. It wouldn't be individual, like we got it, like you guys got it set up now. But hopefully they rethink their thinking and go back to the way it's been. Is the way I understand
But
it.
nobody really knows.
Nobody knows, right, exactly. So I wouldn't let that worry you about buying a fire truck.
It's about 3 times what our budget is, so we're gonna have to worry about something.
Well, what is the price of it? 800,000-900,000?
It's 777,
720 is what,
700,000?
720 is what we're looking at right now.
It's actually 760. Went up 40,000 on January 1st. 25 for the
Right,
chassis
right.
and 15 for the other. That's what the salesperson told
See,
us.
to me, that is an emergency right there. It went up how much?
So we already missed that.
I know, but
So when they met with us, the 720 price was good through December 31st.
and then it went up
They
$40,000.
they already knew that the chassis was going up 25,000 on January 1st and the other part of the truck, the upfit, 15. So you're working from 760 right now. His words.
That was the build that Brian and Mike put together with him and Terry, but, or you guys, or you guys, whoever working on that. He did say though, as we were talking, that there was about 100,000 cheaper if we could cut down by a certain, I forget the number, how many cubic feet we could cut down by.
12 inches.
Yeah,
12 inches, right.
On the one they had in stock or that demo truck, right?
Demo.
That was the demo unit, yes. It was
That's right, it was, yeah, right.
1 foot shorter.
However, it was a lot less than what Brian had figured on
The number he threw
combining
out,
the two, but to the two, I almost said buses, the two trucks.
yeah, the number the salesman gave us was 525 for that demo. If you could make the box fit.
And Brian wasn't sure that all your equipment would fit in a reduced size. When Brian talked to us, the way I got it was that there wasn't any room to spare. So,
Yeah, because I mean, we carry a lot of equipment on both those trucks.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna take every inch we can get. I mean, we're freeing up some room by getting rid of some things, but still,
So if we're talking round numbers, at 800,000, how would we pay back 800,000 over, what's the longest they would have?
Mhm.
Was it 10 years?
So
50.
I asked
15.
for 15.
Over
That
a
doesn't
15-year
necessarily mean it can't be longer. I would just need to ask that question. What I'm used to making payments with regard to the fire apparatus is twice a year payments in line with the tax settlements. So the first payment would be due in a June, the next payment would be due in a December. And I think the quote that we got from that look, their payment amounts were roughly $42,000, sorry. Yes, about $45,000, $40,000 to $45,000 it looks like, twice a year.
At how many years?
Tiffany, are you talking about?
15.
50. That's what I figured 78,000. I didn't miss it.
Is that annually?
Yeah, and
So,
Yeah.
so the problem is you said we only have how much cash on hand right now?
So, okay, so the piece,
Compared to the cash on hand we had last year, to me, it's not making sense that we have enough with what we have now to make that payment. We would have to raise the tax levy or do something, I don't know.
yes.
Right,
And what we plan to do and write it in the budget for 27 is start what's called a debt service fund
right.
that actually that will have its own tax rate. It's a completely new fund that Roof Shield does not have. It never has had one since I've served the district, maybe before, but it will draw its own, so we will get an additional, in addition to
Right.
the regular spring and fall tax settlement, we will get an additional amount. ideally that will be just enough, a little bit more to make the payment.
Right, and to make that happen, it would have to be passed by the commissioners
Yes.
In the council.
and the commissioners, then the council, or the council,
Yeah,
then the commission,
we approve it, then it go to the council.
because they've got the money.
Right.
So what are the odds of that? What if we have a contract, we decide we want to do that, but then we don't get the levy raised? Are we
That's a
in
great question.
a bind that way, I guess?
Do you guys have departments now that's already, they're already doing
Well,
that?
I'm trying to think of
Floyd's.
Floyd's, theirs is
Floyd.
set up from, they got approved for a lit, is that right? Or what did they,
Well, they have two things going on.
right,
They've
go
got
ahead
a
and explain.
debt, a debt service
Yeah.
fund, which is what I just described. But they also, in 2025 was the first year for it. They worked back in the end of 23, all through 24. They set up what's called a cumulative fire fund.
Mhm.
That
And they get-
is,
And they get money from the lit then, right? That goes into that, and am I thinking that
I
right?
don't know about the terminology, but it collects its own tax. It's a different fund that collects its own tax money.
Yeah.
But again, that had to be approved by the commissioners. And then
Yeah, they,
That process was lengthy, yes.
yeah, it takes a while to get that done, but I mean, it's well worth it.
if it gets done. So from the time we start the process, we really can't sign a contract until we finish that. I'm kind of looking
We
at you
would want
guys.
to have the financing secured.
So from the time that we start that, if we decide now that, and the truck's 760, it could go up another cycle or two. So we could be talking over 800,000.
I guarantee you are. For that particular truck, I mean,
This may be a year-long process, maybe I'm thinking, because I'm sure that the commissioners would have to take their time with it, and then the council would have to take their time with it,
Summertime
which
is
may
when
or
our
may not pass anyway.
budgets are required. So we would, summertime is when we would have to request it, and then we would know for sure that it was approved by the SBOA in November timeframe.
Do you have any other advice, Andy, on any other avenue we've got
Well, I
to
mean,
go?
I'm trying to find the one for Floyd here, but I'm not seeing it yet. But like the EMS, there's a tax for it for the lit, and they've got $603,536 in theirs at the end of the year.
When did they start that? It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
That was EMS, you said?
Mhm.
So where are we now? What can we decide at this point? Because we really don't. We don't know where we are. We don't know how much the tax rate would have to be or how much we would be allowed to be. I'm looking for
So
advice.
what I could do is get on the February commissioner or county council, I'm not sure which one's first. I think commissioners. I would add myself to the commissioner agenda
You want to be put on that for when?
is what I
You wanna
could
be
do
put
for
on
the
for the
next
next one?
step. If they say yes. And then I would request that to see what is the probability that, or maybe I would be requesting permission?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could have permission by the end of February. Or whenever the next
To keep
commissioner.
pursuing.
Yes. This is why I was so perplexed when you guys told me that the finance guy was on site. Because there's so many things you have to line up beforehand.
I have a question. The accumulating fund you were talking about that Floyd has, okay,
Yes.
how do they set the rate for that? I mean, that's a separate taxing thing also.
Right.
And that's, if you had that in place, then you could go ahead and at least order the chassis, right? You knew that money was gonna be coming in.
Yeah, but it would have to be passed by them, so
That'd be part of the beginning process though, right? I mean, that would all be done before you ever ordered anything.
In my experience, I don't know that this happens all the time, But the cumulative fire fund took in excess of a year to get set up.
Set up.
The debt service fund, where we're asking permission to borrow money from a lender, that is more expedited.
Cumulative means you got money on hand and then you pay for it. So you're
Yes.
getting the money up front. Debt service is you're borrowing the money up front and paying it back.
And you're not allowed to hold on to very
Right,
much
right.
balance.
Right.
I'm gonna find it in here for Floyd.
And each year, we look at how much money we have in there and I have to adjust our levy based on it. Or just something.
For the debt service,
Mhm.
they make you
Because
keep
it'd
the
be-
balance
I'm
low.
gonna say the balance low, but unless I'm crazy, the actual levy stays the same for the duration of that low. Or it did that year we had.
Well,
the
your
truck.
levy would stay the same, right, the tax levy. And then, so that would be for Jackson and Franklin Township.
And Roachdale.
Well, right, but I mean, everything in those two townships.
Yeah. So if there's money happened to be left over from what we gathered, would have to go towards the debt, basically.
Yes, you're restricted, you're not allowed to
Right.
accumulate funds, I guess, in the debt fund. If we start a debt fund, we have to keep the balance low. And it won't get high. The tax payment for what we're asking, it'll be just enough.
Yeah.
You'll have like $5,000 left over. Just enough to make our payments.
Which is fine.
Yes, but that's the difference between starting a cumulative fire fund where we can save over time.
But we don't have that time.
It may need to, we may need to look at that for 28, 29, and 30 down the road.
Maybe we start the process
I
for
would,
both.
yeah, I would go for both.
Well, that's what I mean. We need to go ahead and start in 2026 paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it wouldn't take effect until 2027, but we could start
Well, you're
accumulating that money as soon as it's allowed.
If you're gonna take a tax hit, might as well have one instead of two, right? Cause if we only do the debt service, then there's a tax hit, and then if we do a cumulative fund, there's another tax hit, right?
Well, they're gonna be separate. They have to be separate.
Yeah.
And I
Right,
think
but
they'll
if
be
you do-
rolled out at different times.
Yeah.
I
But
think
if they're
that's-
approved at the same time, well, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking.
the process.
As a taxpayer.
There's so many requirements and public meetings involved in establishing the cumulative fire fund. There's not that requirement for the debt
Okay.
service.
And I can tell you, the price of that fire truck's gonna go up if you keep waiting.
Oh, yes, yes.
I mean,
Don't you think that should fall under the emergency exception?
yeah, there you go.
I do.
I have a hard time ordering the truck till we know for sure we're gonna be able to do this, but I don't have a hard time.
I don't think you have any trouble with the county level, since they've done approved one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why are they gonna tell you guys no and they've already approved the other one, which was all
How
done?
does that tie in with Senate Bill 1?
Well, it won't,
Okay,
actually,
okay,
because it's a separate tax and that money will be coming to you.
okay.
And I can tell you another thing that they're wanting to do too, the state. They're wanting it all to become one big territory, each county be their home territory, and they're pushing for full-time fire departments.
I had read that.
They pushed for countywide school districts too, and that didn't work out.
Right. We should have just went for countywide superintendent.
I could have, anyway.
No, I know I don't have to pertain to that, but
I make a motion that we have Tiffany approach the county commissioners about these debt service fund and the cumulative fund as an early date,
Mhm.
February, whenever it is.
you could get on for the 20th meeting. Just call Christine.
January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
I will get it done.
And she'll get you on the agenda.
One of us can be there.
Oh, yeah, all of you could be.
Oh,
there.
that would be amazing if you would.
Yeah.
All of us couldn't be there.
Why?
Yeah,
Then we'd be together and we'd have a quorum.
It's already, it's the county's. The minutes and the
Yeah,
agenda
that's-
are held by the county. We're guests at their meeting.
Mhm.
You said the 20th of January?
Yeah,
So
9 o'clock.
did I get a second on that?
So what was it, Larry?
Made motion to have Tiffany attend the commissioners meeting to see about a, debt for service fund and the cumulative fund. Get it going.
Is that a separate motion than deciding whether we can do the truck, or do we need to wait until?
No, well, I think those are two separate things.
The two got the
Let's
two.
do these separately.
And I'll second that.
Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. So you said 9 o'clock, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
January 20th, 9 a.m.
Depending on how the meeting goes, perhaps we could call a special meeting after running the appropriate advertisement for that. But in theoretically, throwing out dates, we could hold a special meeting in February where you guys could approve the purchase, however that works, getting started on the purchase of an apparatus.
But if we're going through that HG or whatever, or
Mhm.
source or whatever, we would need the bidder, right?
Correct.
But
The
we got,
RFP process has been satisfied by HGAC or Sourcewell.
but we gotta advertise to have the meeting to approve it. That's the,
Right, I would take care of that. We
Okay,
wouldn't schedule it
okay.
until we could. But,
And once, that's assuming we have a positive feel from the commissioner.
correct. But at least then
But
we would,
if we have a positive feel about it and it passes, then you'd still be able to get on the February agenda with the county council. That would be February the 17th. Because the council meets every third Tuesday of the month.
so I'm glad you said that because I was thinking I would only need to present to the commissioner
Right.
and not the county
No,
council.
you'd have to go to the council.
Oh,
We don't control setting. I mean, we gotta propose these tax things to the council, then the council has to approve it.
And they're actually the ones that pay for it.
sorry. So if we get a good feeling from both commissioners and council, we could hold a special meeting in March or just wait until the April meeting. I'm just trying to hurry up the,
yes.
But if it all gets approved, you won't collect nothing until, would that be 28 or 27? I'm trying to think.
27 for the debt.
Yeah, okay, you're right, yep. Yeah, you're right, yep.
And other than the down payment on the chassis, we would start our payments then in 27. Payment.
Depending, if we need to, there's an even separate process. If you guys need to turn over a down payment for the chassis, I don't know what that would be, $50,000, let's say. I can separately go present the request of an additional appropriation, and we can do that in 2026. We can pay that, even though we didn't budget for that for 2026, I can still ask for it.
Mhm.
As long as it's been approved.
Right. I haven't ever had an additional not be approved, or I guess it could.
It won't get turned down.
Oh, that's separate from the.
Yeah,
from the-
Because we do have the
Totally
money
separate.
Right.
to make
okay,
that payment. It
right,
just gotta
Yes.
have
Right.
the legality for
We don't have
So the
permission
state-
to spend it
Yes.
without asking.
that
Council.
category.
Yeah. So that's what we could do if we hold our special meeting in March. We could determine if we're moving forward and what is required to move forward, probably a down payment. That's the things that we could discuss at that March meeting.
It would be nice if we could do a down payment, because I think that slows down the interest a little bit.
That'd be very nice. How much is a check? What is a down payment on a chassis?
What
Surely
was
not-
the total cost of the chassis? 125,000?
I think didn't he say 25,000? What
I
is
thought
it?
the total cost was 125?
No, I mean, for a
Probably not
down,
a $50,000.
Then it went,
It went
it's
up.
150 right now,
Okay,
for a down payment though.
just for the cost of the chassis.
That's the whole cost.
Didn't he say something about a down payment though?
That could be the down payment. If you paid for the chassis and sent it to the upfit,
Yeah.
that is the
Oh.
down payment.
Oh, that's
Because
right.
you're putting
Yeah.
150,000 down on the 800,000 or 760.
I don't know where I got
Which
the
if we go with
25.
North Salem, we could pull that whenever we need to from those CDs. And not miss out on any interest by having to not renew it.
As long as we just don't put ourselves out on a ledge if it doesn't.
Yeah, my question is, if somewhere we don't come up with money, who ends up paying that
For our
payment?
truck,
Yeah. Some reason the state
if we get
decides
the
we don't get the
verbal
money.
approval to move forward with the debt fund,
That'd be on us.
I don't know.
Cause you said the
I would
money's
say
going,
it'd be on us. I
Because
don't
we
know.
would have then be signing contracts, so that, I think that would become a county issue.
I can check on that.
cause you said the money's gonna go to the towns.
Well,
If it goes that way,
Right.
you know, are they gonna then be
Well,
held
they're gonna have to
responsible?
do something. I mean, so the towns ain't gonna give the fire department the money or well, if they don't, they're gonna be kinda,
They kinda put themselves in a hot water seat there in a hurry.
right.
well,
But-
that's the way it used to be, wasn't it? Rochdale used to fund the fire department for the district.
And the townships, they,
Yeah,
yeah, we contracted, we had 3 contracts.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we can't be the only unit
Is
that,
Jeff over there? Do you guys know if Jeff's in there?
I haven't seen him, we were texting earlier, but I don't know if he was here or not.
they were having a departmental meeting over there today.
Well, let's see if he's over there, cause he's the one that did all that. I wasn't even involved in none of that when they did it, but I was sitting in on the meetings the year before when it all got approved.
Are you talking about the cumulative fire fund?
Mhm.
That was Jeff and I. Mhm.
Well, so you know how it works.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was there. I wasn't a commissioner then, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, what question do you have?
Huh?
Or do we have, what question?
No, well, you got it then. You know
Okay.
the answer.
I mean, I can't
Okay.
recite it, but I've got it in my records for sure. I know how to navigate it for
Right.
sure.
Yeah,
That's a plus.
Mike Hildebrand kicked that process off. And it was Mike, myself, and Jeff that were able to do that.
and they were at the final meeting when
So tonight, all we need to do, did we already pass the motion that Larry had?
Yes.
So that's really all we need to do tonight, and then if we get a good feel from the commissioners and the council, then we either meet in March or our regular meeting in April and
Mm-hmm.
decide to buy the truck.
Would you want the salesman at that meeting, the truck salesman? At your special meeting or your regular?
Well, we'd wanna see a contract. With the new prices on it, yeah.
He gave me a thing to fill out, but there's no prices on it.
He won't know the prices
And he
until,
won't know
right.
until,
the meeting,
we'll just say 1st of March.
yeah.
Well, January 20th for the commissioners, February 17th for the county council. Oh, yes, and then the advertisement requirement, so probably the second week of March would be the earliest we could do it. Which is just 2 weeks before our April meeting. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Andy. Yeah.
I'm trying to work on another thing too. I can tell you.
Well, that's not why you're here.
Oh, yeah. No. Right now, I've been working with IDEM, the landfill, and I call it the Russellville landfill, and I had them people all confused. They consider it Roachdale landfill because of the address.
Yeah, we call it Russellville landfill.
It's closer to Russellville, I think, but anyway, right now the county is only receiving $2.33 a ton on stuff that's dumped into there. The state is collecting about $33 a ton. So there's trying to get the county up north by Chicago. It's at Knox City. Is it Newton County? I think?
Yes.
Yeah. That landfill up there is a non-hazardous landfill. It's just a trash landfill. The state only gets $2 a ton, and that county gets $28 a ton. They're living off that landfill.
Yeah, that's one of the richest counties in the
Yeah,
state.
it's right now, it and Harrison County are the two richest counties in the state of Indiana. And, yeah, so I've been working on that. We're getting closer all the time. So I gotta go meet with the legislators and argue my point on that. And I talked to the head guy of IDEM, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, in the conversations, I asked him, so I go, so what do you guys do? Keep this money in reserve? And he goes, oh no. He goes, we only get enough to be able to pay the guy that goes to the landfill twice a week to collect the tickets and samples. And then the rest of it is all put into the state general fund. So then the state spends all, you know, and he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And then we found out too, we got to go through a bunch of legal stuff to get it done. It's going to take a while, but we can impose our own tax on that landfill too. So then if we get all that done, we'll have more money in the hazardous waste fund, and that could really help everybody out. Because right now, let me look at back up and make sure I don't tell anybody wrong.
Well, you're getting ready to, if you just say something out loud.
Huh?
You're getting ready
Oh, I
to.
know. I'm used to them things now. You can find it. Right now in the hazardous waste fund, we got $2,218,220 in it right now, which it can be in the county itself gets whatever's paid in, we get 10% to spend how we want to spend it on whatever. But that fund can be used to help fire departments and stuff. And I seen where you brought up on the insurance for the ambulance the last meeting. So how much is it?
We're okay on that.
You're okay right now?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, if we can get this all reversed into our favor, since the landfill is in our county and the people who live around it, I'll be benefiting more than everybody else. That is in the works.
Do you know, I'm sorry to interrupt you, what would the time frame be on that?
I have no idea. It'll
We're
be a
talking
while.
like 5 years from now,
No,
maybe?
we're thinking maybe within a year.
Okay.
So,
State's not gonna be about that easy.
cause last year we got, like, the county gets 10% of whatever we collect of what goes in. But I mean, there's more money that's been there, but it's in, invested in stuff like that. But last year we brought in, about 2.2 million. So if it would all been reversed, I figured out we should have been collecting about 16 million.
Wow.
It'd be a boost to the economy.
Would be a boost to everybody. And
Yeah.
and I mean, it can be used, and actually it's used in public safety is what we can use the money for. That's what it's gonna be used for.
Yeah, I'd help out all the departments.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be any concerns at all then.
so,
Is there anything that people like me with the districts can do to,
well, when
Help
we get
with that?
to that process, I'll let everybody know. Then everybody ought to go to the state house with me and argue
Perfect.
to the committee and all of them. So, because the year before last would have been big dividends whenever the spill happened in Ohio, because that's the most money the county ever collected. And that cleanup there was, just itself was 6 million. okay? That's what the state collected off of that, by what they dumped into the landfill. And the guy that's running the landfill now, he is super nice, and he's the one that brought all this to our attention at our solid waste district meeting, because he was totally shocked we were only getting that much, so I've been working with him pretty close, so,
Interesting. All right. To your question, Mike, whether we wanted the vendor to be at that late March, early April meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we could
That
meet.
might be what is the comfort level of the board to make a decision at that March special meeting without the vendor there? Maybe that would help make that decision. Would you feel comfortable, it might help you be able to ask him questions and,
It gets some up-to-date pricing for sure,
Yeah.
nailed down.
Definitely.
I mean, we can sit here and say, yeah, it's 40,000 more, but is that,
I was gonna say,
is it
you
really
have to
30,000 more?
Give us a definite price.
I think we
prior
need
to
to nail
the meeting.
stuff down.
Definitely, I think a contract that, for us to approve, we would have to have a contract to sign, so we know how much we're gonna be on the hook for. On the hook, yep. See, that was a little firehouse humor there.
my recommendation would be to invite him.
If he wants to sell it, he'll be there,
So do we have a March date?
No,
Well-
but I'll send it out.
You were talking about,
Or maybe the April.
If the February and the January meeting are positive, I would use that week to request the ad run, and it needs to be one that, once the day it is actually run, has to be at least 10 days before the special meeting. So I could get you an approximate date, but not an exact date.
When's our April meeting now?
April-
Tuesday.
April 7th.
April 7th.
We just have to see how close we come to that date.
We could just nail down a date that's like super careful tonight. That would most definitely be in compliance with the requirement. 2/17 is the council meeting. If that goes well, I'd have the rest of the week to request the advertisement,
they could get it in the Friday's paper.
the 20th,
Mm.
and then we could meet, if we're cutting it close, March 3rd, but I'd feel best if we pushed it back 1 week, March 10th. I'd be really conservative and careful.
It's possible waiting between March 10th to April
1, 2,
first
3,
Tuesday.
4, so that's a whole month before April 7th.
It could make a difference in the price. Depends on when their cycle turns. We'll have a better feel if we're gonna feel comfortable after the 2 meetings.
Just for my notes, I'm just gonna put the tentative date of 3/10, but we won't do anything about that until after that second meeting.
But that should still give the salesman time to get the final figures together and check his schedule, that part then.
Might wanna reach out to him and let him know. Are you the one, who makes the contact with you?
Me or Brian, either one have, email back and forth on it.
Cause he came to that December meeting thinking he was gonna sell us a truck that night,
You had contracts with him.
Well, we weren't ready.
Well, you legally couldn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm just saying he can whip up a contract,
I guess
no problem.
unless he thought maybe the fire department was purchasing it, There would be a lot less hoops to
He
jump
was
through.
surprised that it was a fire district, yeah. Or maybe it was the banker that was.
One of them was.
The banker. She was.
You got any more words of wisdom for us, Andy? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Got anything for me?
I don't have any further questions. You got any further questions, Tiffany?
No, I don't. I was just curious what you were working on, because Mike Hildebrand mentioned that there was something exciting in the works, so.
That may be part of it.
Ooh, part of it, okay.
All right, we'll move onwards. McEwen credit for turning in old hydraulic tools and quotes from the vendor. Is that what these? So I'm assuming that's what this is. What this is like.
Should be. Yes, it is.
Yeah. One of those cash one was with
Or is that just?
the trade-in.
The 39,250 was a trade-in, I believe.
Yes, that would be buying outright, that would be the trade-in price. So they're not really offering a whole lot for our trade-in, but, I mean,
That one was everything else.
They're former used car salesmen, they're in their afterlife.
Even, yeah, that meeting that night
yeah, I mean,
was the trade-in value.
Well, I mean,
Oh, right.
that's kind of what you're gonna get, no matter where you go.
Or trading in.
Just trade in, there's no need to have this stuff sitting around.
it's not useful right now, I don't.
Unless somebody wants to give us more money. I don't know, if any department. You've seen it.
We haven't
Yeah.
talked about it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. For some.
Once it's trade in.
Wouldn't be opposed to what?
Trade in.
Us helping pay for a little bit, we have a little bit of money from like the main account, but, I mean, it's not just that much.
You know what he was talking about, the difference between trading in,
Yeah,
or trying to sell it to somebody else.
We're getting like a $6,000 credit then?
Right.
Oh, okay.
of course, 2 years from now, it might just be a $2,000 credit.
What was the total cost on that, Tiffany? With the discount?
With the trade-in, $39,250.
Do we need a motion on that?
Now this replaces the one that's on the rescue truck currently.
Yeah, the hydraulic ones, yeah,
Hydraulic system.
yeah, the ones that are fixed to the truck.
Then the question is, there is planning room to go on this new truck that's been.
That, yeah, we
Back down.
figured that in on the, we figured that in spacing, which it will take up a lot less space than what's on there now.
Yeah,
Because we don't have the pump and all the hoses and, I mean, that takes,
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a big chunk of
Oh,
that rescue
yeah.
truck out.
actually, I was just double checking that, and just figured that way to
Yeah,
go to the new series.
yeah, I mean, there's 4 things on that truck that take a lot of room and that's one of them. The, Cascade system and the air bottles for the Cascade, which we have all that figured in on the truck. And then that generator in the middle takes up quite a bit of room, not a ton of room, but you know, those, and we figured all that stuff in, which, like I say, the new truck, we don't need a generator because all the stuff we use now is LEDs, and the main reason for that generator was to run that pump for those hydraulic tools. So,
Do we need a motion?
To
Yes.
trade in the tools.
If we wanna do it, we'd have to have a motion, yes.
Also move.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded that we do the trade-in. And that part of it for $39,250. Any further discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay.
you guys need?
You-
Oh, I think you did.
If you need them, you need them.
We'll keep it for records.
Okay. No charge.
Get that worked out and get it hopefully here
Yeah,
before
I got it.
the new truck gets here.
That would be nice. Who knows nowadays?
Well, it seems like everything we ordered would take a year to get it, so I mean, you know.
At least we're not waiting on those brooms, or what was that mop, or,
Yeah,
That was brooms, but they never came.
they never got here.
that
All
was like 2 years.
New business, you guys got anything equipment wise that needs to be updated here or repaired or?
Just the battery on that fan probably, since we know it. Just had all the hydraulics and everything gone through and all that stuff at the end of the year, so that stuff should be up to date. Even though I got an email from them saying that we're due. I don't know what that's all about, but,
The ladders is the only thing we haven't had a test on, isn't it? Majorly.
we're struggling to find anybody that will test those. Cause the guy that services the truck doesn't have the equipment to test it with. And I haven't been able to find anybody to test it with. So,
Who checks Greencastle?
ask Brian, tell us, he's listening. I don't think they had theirs tested lately,
Okay.
unless they went on a run. He was listening.
All
He's been
right.
texting me this whole meeting, so.
He can call in, you know, if he wants, or just to be on your speaker if that's easier.
Hang on. Last I knew, they hadn't had theirs checked either because. Okay, he said they have somebody from Minnesota come out.
Really?
Service call will be more than anything else.
It's an opportunity for somebody in Indiana.
Well, if we could catch them when they're coming down to do theirs
Well, yeah.
and do it at the same time.
Yeah.
No,
And,
they don't do that anymore. Most of the places they charge you, even though they go right past.
well, yeah, all right. We'll just take our ladders down there and don't tell
Well,
them
that
they're
part
ours.
might get away with that, I don't know.
Oh, shoot, we got this on tape.
Won't work. Any other new business?
So I have the estimate for the new tires you asked me to get for 41. The fronts are 654, the rears are 552, so the total is 3,516. Mike can have them in 2 to 3 days and put them on anytime after they come in.
That's going on 41.
Yes, they're the exact same tires that are on it. Only exception is the fronts are an updated, better version with an extra 32nd of tread. Other than that, they're identical tires.
Yeah, we never used the tread on them. They just, especially on that truck.
I make a motion, we purchase tires for 41.
Second.
If you want this, you want Tiffany to have it.
Tires, go ahead and give that to Tiffany.
And then Phil, I did finally get the invoice for the oil change and air filter on 47, so that's for Tiffany. Tiffany, Mike didn't put it on there, so I put 47 at the top for you.
He's got in his vehicle,
The car that I drive, the Crown Victoria.
the Crown Vic.
Yeah, he's got it in the description, he just did put 47 on it.
Thank you. Oh, okay, perfect.
The 09 Crown Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Did we vote on that motion?
Not yet. Is there any further discussion on purchase of tires for 41?
Sorry.
Not, proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. So need to go ahead and get Asher's to order the tires and work it into their schedule. So Greg, you want
Slow time
to
of the year.
follow
Yeah.
through up on that one?
Yeah. And I have our updated run reports for the fourth quarter and year to date. Obviously, the smaller numbers of the quarter.
Thank you.
There's 71 for the quarter and 275 for the year, which is a record, but you guys have known about that for 6 months. One thing that really stands out, if you look at the fourth quarter one, up there where it says medical, that dropped all the way down to 35%, and it had been running around 50% for the last probably 3 years.
Is that normal for,
No, that was a big drop in medical runs.
Right.
from last year,
From
fourth quarter?
every quarter. Yeah, for several.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
So get used to it.
Yeah, I need to have you guys ready for when you come to 650 East.
Yeah, and that's not counting what the ambulance was dispatched on 226 runs.
For the quarter or
For the
year? So the 226 EMS runs were in addition to the 47%.
Some of them we dual respond on, like car wrecks and stuff like that, so you can't actually,
Okay,
I would have to sit down and really figure
Yeah.
that out. Some
Or,
are,
or if the PMH gets called to Bainbridge, our fire department doesn't go.
yeah, or Greencastle, which we get held to a lot
Yeah.
anymore.
okay.
So if it's in our territory, most of the time, both of us, it's a dual response.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a county protocol, the fire department first responds on all medical runs for the most part.
But the ambulance can go anywhere in the county, Tiffany, and it does. Fillmore, Greencastle, Cloverdale,
Ladoga.
can go out of county.
We had bonfire with Ladoga this morning, south of Ladoga.
All right, I don't have any further new business. Bring forward. And you shared some things in our public forum part of it with us. Oh, there's no further comments or questions.
Move to adjourn.
We can adjourn the meeting until
February, or April 7th.
no, January 20th. Commissioners meeting.
Yes,
That's at 9 o'clock, you said.
January
Yeah.
20th.
The new meeting dates for us, the first Monday of the month is a night meeting. They start at 6. And then the second meeting of the month is in the mornings at 9.
That's at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Are both commissioners and council at the courthouse?
Yes,
What time is the council meeting?
it starts at 6:30.
And those are on Tuesdays.
The third Tuesday of the month, yep.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you everybody for coming.